I'm just so happy with the goal, when the ball came out on the edge of the box, I was thinking before it happened, I was thinking, please, just give me one chance, and the ball dropped in the right area, and I just put my foot through it, and happy went in the back of the net.
More than happy, I should think.
I'm buzzing, really, actually, I'm buzzing, very happy.
Incredible first 10 seconds of the game, a sensational last 10 seconds of the game, and 98 or something brilliant minutes in between.
Madness from the first second of the game when we conceded the goal in a routine that we knew that they could do, but still, we kept trying, we dominated the game, we generated so many situations, we didn't score, and after that, in the second half, we conceded a set play, and then it looks like, there is a mountain to climb. But the team still found a way to win it, and I loved the initiative, the courage, the personality, and the willingness to make things happen when it's ugly and when it's difficult, and that's what big teams do.
To kick off, and for 4 or 5 players to basically just sprint at Arsenal's back line, it's an unusual kick-off.
Yeah, it was something that we came up with that I thought might work. It did. There was a lot of stuff that the boys put in today. I think you come to Arsenal, they dispatch of basically everyone here fairly easily, and they didn't of us. We performed well above what we should be today, but obviously, like I said, devastated that we suffer a late goal because the boys worked their socks off and deserve to take something.
Wow, well, what about that? Incredible reactions to that victory, as you'd expect in the ground. Incredible reactions from one Ian Wright as well. I think you've gone viral. You've gone viral here. It's not often you get a game where you get a goal in the first 10 seconds and the last 10 seconds, but it was incredible. Let's start with Bournemouth and their opener.
Yeah, well, it didn't just surprise Arsenal, it surprised us in the production office, didn't it, Right? It made for an interesting afternoon, let's say. There was good initiative from Bournemouth. This is the old distraction technique. I've seen this before. Shouldn't be falling for this at this level. But anyway, it goes down the right-hand side. They don't stop the cross, which is the first mistake. And then Gabriel, poor clearance on his weak foot. And they're a goal down. Philip Billen, decent finish. Gave Bournemouth a bit of confidence. Watching it again, you can see the numbers on the left-hand side, making good positive runs to get into the box. But it is poor from Arsenal. Just not awake, not ready, not alert. And then to go 2 down off a set play, you start thinking this is turning into a really bad day. Good header from Senesi, and then the incredible happened, right, didn't it?
Yeah, that was a sad time for me. That was a sad time.
Not so incredible to some of us.
No. You did say have faith. You did. You did say, and
But it left them with a mountain to climb, and boy, did they climb it in.
They did. And to be fair, Bournemouth have to get a lot of credit because they defended very well. But here you could see the amount of space they're leaving for Emile Smith-Rowe. And then once he gets that head in there, Partey, Semenya's not tight on him. And then that was it. That was the start of it. They did have other chances, Bournemouth. They did have other chances, I should say, and then, they didn't quite take advantage of it. You could see them all in there. It was very, very difficult to break that down. So it needed a little bit more intricacy in the way people were playing. You needed to pass balls through lines. Again, you can see Anthony there. He's kind of taking his eye off the ball, and they got tired. They did get tired because they defended so well. Ben White, that is a brilliant finish from there. From there, on the volley, and he's done it. And now Arsenal are going for it. I think they're not going to get anything out of this game. Saka's touch and play was brilliant there, but again, Bournemouth, with all the numbers in there, they defended very well. I don't blame Gary O'Neill for saying they deserve something. Again, Erdegaard come at the back post, can't quite fall down for him. I'm thinking, something, it's not going to happen. But this is, again, what they needed to do. You've got so many bodies in. Somebody has to make something happen. Look at his play. Brilliant skill. Flicks it inside. Poor from Ben White. And that's when, obviously, you can imagine what I was saying in the office. So then when he cuts back in here, I'm thinking, OK, it's 2-2. Play him in. Play him in, Saka. This is it. Martin Odegaard's pointing there, put him into it. Didn't put it in, and I'm thinking, oh, my gosh, it's over. And then I was starting to think, I'm going to go and get ready because this is the game's over. We don't get anything from the corner because they're too big. This is it. I'm going to go. And then this happened. On his weaker foot, my gosh, what an unbelievable strike from Reece. I'm so happy for him with everything that's happened to him at Arsenal. We've got a goal, like the first goal created by an ALN product, the second goal from an ALN product, and the last goal scored by an ALN product.
I get the feeling, a slight sense that you enjoyed it.
You know something? It was amazing. It was amazing. Yeah. I'm so pleased for them because they never gave up. They never stopped, and that's what Mikel wants.
Defining moment, possibly?
I hope so. I really do hope so, because like Reece Nelson to come on and score that with his weaker foot, hitting one of the best left foot shots I've seen at the Emirates for a long time. I hope so.
Can I just say as well, Arteta deserves great credit here. He made 2 substitutions today. They were ruthless. Tomiyasu off half-time, not playing particularly well. Ben White come on, he scored a goal. Yeah. He brings Emile Smith-Rowe off, who'd already come on as sub to bring Reece Nelson on, not thinking really about the player and affecting. He's thinking this is what we need for the team.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I thought that was a brilliant bit of management and a tough decision for him, I have to say. Well played, Arteta.
Look at the scenes at the end.
You see,
it's almost like they've won the league. No, but they're perfectly entitled to enjoy that.
This is what people are saying. It's, Arsenal acting like they've won the league. We're talking about a young team who they're finding a way to get this done. Yeah. You've got the celebration police and they're going to be there, but there's not many people that will be able to be at this table, the top end of the league, trying to win it. Enjoy it. Enjoy it, Arsenal fans.
There were a few gripes at the end from a lot of people on social media saying that it was scored a minute after the supposed 6 minutes of injury time, but there was a Bournemouth player injured at 90 minutes and he was down for some time, so they were always going to play longer. I think it's worth explaining.
Yeah, but we could say the other day with the VAR decision, what are you talking foolishness for?
We're not.
The amount of minutes that they played, the amount of games that are coming up as well, what we want to do today in the game. So it's a lot of factors.
And Leandro Trossard starts up top for the 3rd Premier League game in a row. How has he helped to add a new dimension to this team?
Yeah, different qualities, different characteristics, different dynamism, especially in attack because of the spaces that he can occupy. So pretty useful.
And Bournemouth have only won 1 in the last 9 since the World Cup. At this stage of the season, is it actually sometimes harder to play teams around the bottom of the table?
It is always hard, and when you look at the performance they had against certain teams, especially in the last 3 weeks, they've been really impressive and a bit unlucky with results, so we better be good today.
Thank you, Mikel. Good luck.
We better be good, says Mikel Arteta. He's made enough changes anyway by his standards. What do you think of these 3 changes to the team?
Yeah, interesting. The Tomiyasu one, I feel, actually doesn't really weaken Arsenal. I think potentially he's probably the best rounded right back to have at the football club. Ben White has done well there, but I'm a big fan of Tomiyasu, so I don't think there's necessarily a drop off there. Vieira is the interesting one in midfield. Very good technical player, very slight player, an attack-minded player. Just wonder if Odegaard will be asked to play a slightly deeper role today alongside Partey, and Vieira is given a little bit more freedom, but he's a very, very talented player.
What do you reckon, team?
Yeah, it's interesting. I agree with Kenny. The Tomiyasu one isn't huge. They've kept the spine of the team in terms of the goalkeeper, 2 centre-backs and Partey. That's important. That bedrock that Arsenal's success has been built on is still there. Fabio Vieira coming in instead of Xhaka is very, very attack-minded. Looks touch lightweight. Xhaka's been brilliant, not just in his technical capabilities, but also what he brings physically to the team. He's a tough character. He's a big personality. Maybe he realises that it's Bournemouth today. They're going to have a lot of the ball, and he's going for another free-flowing performance. But he answered the question in his interview there. A lot of games coming up, and just want to rotate out 2 players.
Yeah, but I think it goes to show that he's not prepared to sacrifice the Europa League this year and focus totally on the league. I think it's very easy to put that full-strength side as Damo Xhaka in midfield today and make those changes maybe midweek against Sporting, but he hasn't done that. I think he fancies his chances. He won't say it publicly. He's chasing this Premiership title, also Europa League as well. I think he's getting hungry. I think he wants them both.
He was asked about Leandro Trossard, I should say there. What sort of impact has he made?
Yeah, seamless. Absolutely. No surprise, really. We all looked at his qualities at Brian. Highly technical player, very intelligent, can play off the flank, central areas. He's playing of late as a false number 9.
This is the disallowed one. He felt harshly disallowed against Leicester.
Yeah, it just shows you kind of his technical ability. He can influence the game operating off the flanks from a central striking area. The reason he plays this off the front for Arsenal, that deep withdrawn role, because of the pace Arsenal have down the flank. Saka, Martinelli can drive into those central areas from wide positions. So yeah, just a wonderfully talented player, and yeah, he looks very comfortable in the company around him.
Excellent signing, and one thing you would give Arteta an awful lot of credit for is they signed players with technical attributes that he likes. Arsenal aren't the type of team that will see a player doing well at another team and go, we like him and we'll bring him in, but he doesn't necessarily fit what that particular team or club are trying to do.
But the second choice, though, wasn't he? I mean, it was supposed to be Mudryk that they were going for. And
I don't think it was second choice. I still think that he would have been on their radar and they would have checked down a list, but he's a player they would have wanted. They wouldn't have panicked when they get Mudryk and then just pull a name out of a hat. Yeah. They've been watching him for a long time, and that's why he's come in and he's hit the ground running. Obviously, Arteta's very clear on what he expects from players, what he wants from players, your job description, and obviously he's picked up on that very, very well.
Some of the acquisitions they've made, even Vieira we've spoken about, only 22 years of age, you think time's to set, we're going to be patient with him. Even the Polish international keyword was coming in the transfer window, 23 years of age. Yeah, not too much responsibility, pressure on his shoulders. But I think Trossard was one of them. He needed to come in and make an impact straight away. Belgian international, more experienced player, and he stepped up, hasn't been phased at all.
Nketiah is out injured today anyway, but have you liked what you've seen since Trossard's been in there? A different type of striker, less a traditional striker in terms of both what he's done himself and also how the attack gels around him.
Absolutely. He just the manager spoke about it in his pre-match interview there. The type of dynamic runs that he makes, he creates space for other people. Obviously, you've got Gabriel Jesus to come back. He will add another dimension. But that's what I like about Arteta. He's tactically flexible. He's always thinking of having multiple ways to play. He doesn't want to just be pigeonholed as a certain type of manager plays a certain way. Because if somebody comes up with a way to limit you or stop you, then you're in trouble. But he has multiple weapons, and Trossard is another one of those.
Yeah, and that's a conscious decision for him to bring players who are highly intelligent, very adaptable, can occupy a number of positions, particularly in those kind of attacking areas of the pitch.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be overlooked. They have had 2 clean sheets in a row, having not had one in the previous 6. I know it's flown a little bit under the radar. The opposition have been weak in the last 2 games, but speaking as centre halves, I'm sure that does give a little bit of confidence that the defence is back on a solid footing there. Yeah,
I think as a defender as well, you get a bit greedy if you're kind of clean sheets, you get a bit frustrated, you start giving up goals. So never saw that as a huge problem. It'll help obviously Partey coming back a little bit more defensively disciplined as well. That bit of a screen in front of the back too. So just got to be careful today on the counter attack, quick transitions. Bournemouth, to be fair to them, looks like they've got a little bit of pace out wide. Semenyo and Dango, just got to be careful. Partey doesn't get too indisciplined. He can drive forward and get to the edge of the box, fancies his chances from distance. So just got to be careful they don't vacate that central area of the pitch and maybe get picked off on the counter today.
All right, well, Arsenal take what could be another step on a title-winning journey today. Certainly all you Arsenal fans watching will hope that's the case. Kick-off is on the way. To me here until he hears Kenny's first. So
cloak and dagger stuff.
Unbelievable tactics in here. Yeah. So what's your prediction?
Well, Carol, the floor manager over there, has gone for 6-2 for Arsenal. I don't think she's going to be far off. So 5-2 for me.
5-2, Damien.
4-0 Arsenal. 4-0. Very routine.
Have you changed that based on what?
Oh no, absolutely not.
No, you're going for 4-0. Are you? I'll go for 5-1. So I mean, you did say anything basically less than 9-0 would be a start. You don't be disrespectful to Bournemouth here, but it does have that feel of one team banging form against a team who's.
It does. It could be a long afternoon for Bournemouth, and it could be like that type of result against Liverpool early on in the season. You can kind of recover from and maybe get yourself moving. But at this point, if they were to ship another seriously heavy to defeat, it could be a tough finish for them to the season.
We talked about the impact that Trossard has made.